Here I tackle free willism versus God's sovereignty, and I find a way to reconcile the two. Or at least I think I do. What do you think?
Now notice the question. That's important because she's asking, does God allow these things? Because God allowing these things is much different than saying, did God sovereignly and unchangeably decree? Did God plan these things? Did God bring these things to pass for his own glorification? Big, huge difference. So her starting point.
Someone in her family was killed in a violent crime. Here's what I say. God cannot, what does it say in James? For God cannot be tempted with sin, neither tempteth he any man. God created the universe in such a way. He was there with every little thing. He was there when the sparrow fell and died. He was there. And he was there when the little girl walking up to the altar to get saved at a revival meeting, and the grandma grabbed her and didn't let her go up. The grandma died from a few days later, but the girl ended up never getting saved. God was just as much there as he was when the sparrow fell and died. But God created this universe in such a way that even though he did not sovereignly decree that that man would rob, that her family member would be violently killed in a crime spree, he did not say, okay, I want this man to violently kill this woman's loved one. But he allowed it. He created the universe in a sense, in a deeper sense. He is responsible for that violent crime, because he created this universe knowing full well it would happen. But he did not plan or want that to happen. Far from it. His wrath burns against the man who committed this crime. He's angry with this man, and he's going to judge this man. It's one of those paradoxes where both A and B are true. Although they seemingly contradict one another, yet they can be reconciled together in a paradox. Nature and the universe is full of paradoxes. So if the reality is God's self-portrait, why shouldn't God and theology be full of paradoxes? I'll say it one more time. God did not plan or sovereignly make this man kill this woman's loved one. But God created this universe in such a way that it would happen. But it was a man who did it, not God. It was a man who did the sin, not God. Now, where it makes me wonder if I'm wrong in my theology is where Acts says by the counsel of God predetermined everything that happened to Jesus would happen to Jesus. But I have to think to keep my sanity in order to maintain my faith that God is good. God does not micromanage everything. God is not bipolar, doing good and evil, and weeping over the evil, yet doing it anyways. God created this universe in such a way so that his son would be crucified. But it was the men who did it. Because God created this universe in such a way that they would do it. I hope this. If you have something to say, please say it. Correct me if I'm wrong, because sometimes I want to know the truth. But what I know, sometimes I'm always asking myself, what if I'm wrong? And I'm angry. I'm angry at God.